Before this video starts, I must send a shout out to Pho-Sizzles, as he has helped me tremendously for months. Always offering translations and info. I really need to credit him more in my videos. If you go to the description, you can find a link to some of his articles and research. Thanks again, Pho-Sizzles. You really do help me out. What's up, guys and gals? Red Icing back again to do another character analysis. Continuing the trend of teammates joining the party, we move on to Futaba. This video will focus on Futaba herself, her persona, and some of her backstory. From this, we will make theories and see if anything lines up with previous information. If I make a mistake, point it out immediately so I can make a correction in the annotations. With that said, please leave annotations on in case of my mistakes. Disclaimers need to be said for this video. I am in no way an expert, just a fan and a researcher. I might mispronounce some things as I am not currently fluent in Japanese. Lastly, do not take any of the theories as concrete info. They are theories and need to be mended at one point or another, and I would like some input on them if you have the time. With that said, let's look at the second navigator. Name: Futaba Sakura. Code name: Navi. Persona: Necronomicon. Weapons: unknown. Mask: digital visor. Futaba Sakura is the age of a first-year student, but after a certain incident after junior high, she becomes a shut-in. It is unclear whether she was an otaku before the incident. She is a programming genius who has helped out a large company in the present day. She is very shy as displayed in her habits. When around people other than the main character, she wears something to cover her face, as seen in the beach scene and in this picture. Her entry dungeon is the Pyramid Dungeon, which boss is the Sin of Pride. How the boss is connected to Futaba is still a mystery, but two theories have tried to explain it. The first is the woman with the Sphinx body is the cause of her becoming a shut-in, which means Futaba has known her for a little while before the game starts. The second theory suggests that this woman is Futaba's manager, and threatens Futaba to get more work done at a detriment to Futaba's self-esteem. Pho-Sizzles shared some info with me that is very curious. In this scene of the bank dungeon, we translate the objective to say, steal Kinjio's heart, which is presumed to be the boss. But in this scene within the same dungeon, the objective has changed to steal Futaba's heart. If this is not some simple red herring by Atlas to confuse us, then Futaba has had an interest in the Phantom Thieves way before her dungeon. Having a conspiracy/supernatural motive and being an otaku does give rise to her discovering the thieves a little earlier than we expected. If this is true, it means Futaba probably informed or challenged the thieves to the bank dungeon, and the thieves misinterpreted the true enemy they were to face. Since the bank dungeon is related to Makoto, this may be what causes them to be on such friendly terms from the get-go. Thanks again, Pho-Sizzles. Great information. There are rumors that she believes she has supernatural powers, and after gaining the power of Persona, she only believes it more. Speaking of personas, let's dive into her unique persona's information. Her persona is Necronomicon, based on the cursed book of old. It has forbidden magics within and is capable of great destruction. The UFO design details a sense of conspiracy and the unknown. While it seems too much of a technology design, based to the reference of the actual Necronomicon, the gargoyle on top and the runes etched into the side of the UFO is more indicative of old magics. Next to them, we see more of a connection to the conspiracy side, as we see crop circle writing. Futaba can actually ride inside of the UFO and help the team from above. There is too much of a backstory to the fictional Necronomicon to post in one video. Also, I'd like to point out, I know I'm not mentioning enough H.P. Lovecraft and Cthulhu in the Necronomicon. To explain that would make this video 10 minutes longer. If anyone wants to learn more about H.P. Lovecraft, I suggest you research him on your own, because honestly, his books had massive influences through most magical things nowadays. Also demonic things too. So we must move on to see how this affects Futaba. As mentioned earlier, Futaba heavily believes in conspiracy and the supernatural, so Necronomicon is a perfect fit. Her ability to watch over the battles, but as of yet not put directly into one, also ties into her shyness. Unlike previous navigators, it seems that Futaba can be directly controlled or influenced to buff the party members at certain points in the fight, rather than it being strictly passive. Her spiritual and programming knowledge seem to fit perfectly into this persona, and is another great design choice by Persona Studios. Even though I personally would like to see a little bit more black magic influences in the design. Okay, if I don't cover this subject now, I might get too many comments regarding it. The chances of Futaba actually becoming a direct fighter in battle are at a 50-50 chance. I say that because we know Morgana played a dual role of fighter-navigator. The fact that she might become a direct fighter is a little off because it doesn't play into her personality very well. A lot of you mentioned her visor getup in the 4th trailer, but this may be just playing into her fear of showing her face around people. Director Hoshino has stated that she plays a more important role in the game from what we have seen so far, but it's still a coin flip on her chances of becoming a fighter. If she does become a direct fighter, my guess for her firearm weapon is either a sniper rifle, which fits in with her shyness and conspiracy motif, or silenced pistols, as her visor reminds me of Splinter Cell. Alright, let's move on to the Famitsu scans. The first 2 pics describe what we mentioned earlier. This pic shows Futaba wearing a creepy as hell doll mask while people are in the same room as her. She has some sort of complex about it, but as we stated, she has no problem with the main character as seen in this picture. Also, notice Morgana up by the window acting like a real cat. We see through your bull, Morgana. We know you're eavesdropping. At least the main character gets a little karma from this, as he does the same damn thing with other people. The other pictures we see are similar to the scenes from the 4th trailer where Futaba is intently checking out a computer screen, except in this one where she seems to have a look of concern rather than excitement. The last one is a pic from the trailer of her actively controlling Necronomicon. And that's all I can say for now. Atlus has been very tight-lipped on Futaba. Honestly, this is all I can say for this shy girl. Futaba is somehow way more important than we know, and if more info comes out, I'll tell you guys and gals about it. In these analysis videos, I am not translating the entire article since I only do YouTube on the side and my real job takes up most of my time. If I made a mistake, please tell me so I can correct it in the annotations. If you have any questions or comments and you want me to reply to them, put "read" at the start of your comment and I'll get back to you. Thanks to everyone for the compliments, good questions, information, and theories so far. It has made this all worthwhile. Again, I cannot think of a closer, so goodbye.